All right, what's up everyone? My name is Matt and welcome back to another walkthrough video. In this walkthrough video, I'll be showing you a PowerPoint for the first lesson of the year. And this lesson would be suitable for grade 6, grade 5, or even grade 4. If you guys would like to teach this lesson yourself, just click the link in the description below and you can download this PowerPoint in minutes. As always, if you guys find content like this useful, don't forget to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. All right, let's get into the walkthrough. Okay, let's have a look at this PowerPoint. Now, as I say in all of my videos, if you're curious about how I start my class, you can pretty much watch any of the videos on my channel. You can see how I do it. With the first day of school, I'm going to do it very similarly. This is like an intro class, so I'm assuming that the students don't know me. This entire lesson is based on that because they're going to be asking questions to me and seeing what they know about me, and I'm going to be finding out about them. So in the beginning of this class, I will go through these slides, show them, everyone should be sitting nicely before class, be polite, I'll show this to them. Same thing with this. I want them to be aware that, look, I am a strict teacher, but they'll see that I am a fun teacher as well. I just want to set the tone, So I'll go through all of the rules one by one, and I will, show them what I want. And I might take longer. Obviously I'll take longer the first day to go through all these because they're not familiar with them. So I'll go through one by one and make sure I'll have them read it together. So I'll say, what is rule number 1? The whole class will read it together with me. For something like this, I will walk around the room and, make people put stuff away. I just want to set the tone the right way. You got to get off on the right foot with new students, Especially this class is designed for grade 5 or grade 6. It could be used for grade 4. Regardless of what age it is, you need to be setting the tone. If you start the year with the wrong tone, it can really affect your teaching the entire year, And a lot of teachers, they want to be a fun teacher, so they go into the class and everything's fun and games, and it might work really well the first class because many of the students are, a little bit apprehensive about talking in class and stuff, especially with a foreign teacher they don't know. And it all seem fine when you leave the first class, but then over the next few weeks, you'll see it'll start to deteriorate because they don't take your class very seriously. So you really want to make sure they see you as a teacher, just like they see any other teacher that they have in the school. So be strict, be fair, be nice, but be strict, And I'm going to introduce, the fact that the class is split into teams, and on the board, some teachers, they want to let the class decide what teams they want to be in. But this PowerPoint is designed to teach a large class. You could obviously use it for small classes. It'll work just fine. But I'm imagining that I'm talking to teachers who are going to be teaching this to a large class. And with that in mind, I recommend that you don't let them decide on their teams. They stay in their seats. They should be sitting in rows. If you're lucky enough to have your own classroom, you can have different tables. And if I were you, I'd ask for the class list before they come in from the Chinese teacher and assign them randomly, or talk to the Chinese teacher, about where they think these students should sit if they taught them in the previous year. So you can organize the class so that you can just start on the right foot. So you don't put students who are going to misbehave together. They can be on the same team, but they're not sitting together, next to each other, directly next to each other. If you are lucky enough to have your own classroom, yeah, you can, you have a lot more freedom. But in my classroom with grade 5 or grade 6, they're going to be in rows, so I'm not going to have much control over that, and I'm not going to let them change their seats, okay? So I would just explain to them that they're split into teams, team 1, team 2, team 3, and team 4. You can ask them if they want to have team names. If they want team names, that's fine. But then remember, you need to remember the names and write it down somewhere, and I just like to keep it simple, okay? So they're split into teams, and I will show this, and I'll say, well, how can teams earn points? And I'll actually, for grade 5 or 6, I'll actually ask the class this and see what they say. And then I'll show them, follow the classroom rules, earn points during games, okay? And then very important, how can teams lose points, fail to follow the classroom rules, and rude behavior in class. So obviously there could be other ways they could lose points, like fighting or something. I think that's rude behavior, maybe a little bit to the extreme, but obviously stuff will come up in class, but I want to keep it real basic, right? They don't follow my rules, the rules we just went through, lose points. Rude behavior, they're going to lose points, okay? And the team with the most points will earn a star. So just give an example here. There's 4 different teams. One team obviously has more points. They will get a star. And I will explain to them that these stars will add up at the end of the semester. The team with the most stars can get like a small gift from me. Okay, I think these students in my class should be familiar with this, even though I didn't teach them last year. I know the teacher that did teach them, so I'm pretty sure they'll be familiar with this. But if you think this is going to be a very foreign concept for them, you can illustrate it better on the board or whatever. Okay, let's get into the lesson. So because this is the first lesson of the year and you're a foreign teacher, they're going to be really, really curious about you. Even if they've already had foreign teachers before, I promise they're going to have a lot of questions for you. So the beginning of the first class is a great time just to get all those questions out of the way. They can learn lots of stuff about you, and they can also practice their English at the same time. So I will introduce myself, and then I'll say, do you have any questions for me? And I will, have them raise their hands and ask me questions. Now, if any of the questions they ask me are questions which are going to be answered in the first game, I'll tell them to wait a moment because the answer will be revealed very, very soon. Okay, because we're going to play 2 truths and 1 lie. If you've taught ESL before, I'm sure you know about this game. It's a very fun game and a great icebreaker game for new classes. And you'll see the way I set this game up. I tried to make it as, like, the PowerPoint as beautiful as possible because if you're teaching this to a large class, or even if you're teaching it to a small class, classroom management and having them pay attention is going to be your biggest challenge. The first day of the year, that's not going to be as hard because they'll be a little bit more apprehensive about acting out or misbehaving. But still, having a nice PowerPoint will be a great way to have them focus and pay attention and behave well. So I will read the directions to them. I will show you 3 sentences. 2 of the sentences are true. 1 of the sentences is a lie. Can you find the lie? Okay? And I'll tell them, please take out your notebook and write down your answers. And I'll show them. If they think it's true, they can put a T. If they think it's a lie, they can put an L. And there'll be 4 different groups of questions. Each one will have 3 statements. If they think the first statement is true, they can put a T. The second one is a lie, they can put an L. The third one is true, they can put a T. Okay? The key is there should be 2 T's and 1 L. Okay? And for the second group, there's going to be the same thing. 2 T's and 1 L, and so forth. So this is the way their paper should look at the end of the game. 4 different groups of questions, 2 T's and 1 L for each one. All right, here's the first question. Question number 1. Teacher Matt likes to eat shrimp. Now, if they don't know what shrimp is, there's a little picture there they can see. They know what it is now. Teacher Matt is 185 centimeters tall. You'll see the students eyeing you up, seeing, okay, how tall does he look? And Teacher Matt weighs 82 kilograms. All right, and which one do they think is a lie? And give them 30 seconds to decide which one they think is a lie. You can call on different students to see which one they think is the lie. Remind them, only one of them is a lie. Which one? And then reveal the answer. And you can ask them, who got it right? Who knew that the first one, A, was a lie? All right, good job. You can praise them for being correct. They'll feel really good. And then you can go through each thing and explain it quickly with a visual. And Teacher Matt is 185 centimeters tall. Now, in the second half of this class, I'm going to be finding out about them. And a lot of these questions that I'm answering about myself, I'm going to have them answer about themselves in the second half of the class. So showing them the structure, the right sentence here is going to be key so they can see how to answer it. And Teacher Matt weighs 82 kilograms. Now, they may have never learned weighs, but they're seeing it here, okay? And Teacher Matt doesn't like to eat shrimp. Actually, I'm allergic to shrimp. And his favorite food is pizza, okay? And let's see. Question number 2. Teacher Matt is scared of bats. Teacher Matt has a cat. And Teacher Matt is from the USA. Now, this is just a little thing. If you want to change it to, I'm scared of cats, I have a cat, I'm from the USA or whatever, that's fine, I just wanted to put it this way. So they see my name a bunch of times. I want them to remember my name. So that's one of the things that I really want them to see. If I'm referring to myself as I during the whole class, they might not remember my name. So in the first class, I want them to see my name a bunch of times. But if you like to put, I'm for all of this, that's totally fine. All right, so which one do they think is the lie? Give them 30 seconds and see which one they select, and then you can call on them and see which ones they've chosen, and then reveal the answer. All right, Teacher Matt is not scared of bats, okay? So I'll ask them, how many knew that I'm not scared of bats? And they'll raise their hand. Good job, clap, and then again explain. Teacher Matt is from the USA. He is an American. And I'll show that I'm from here, a place called New Jersey, okay? Teacher Matt has a pet cat, and my cat's name is Louie. Teacher Matt isn't scared of bats, but he is scared of snakes, okay? That is true. I am scared of snakes. I don't like snakes. Okay, and question number 3. Teacher Matt was born in 1986. Oh, this is another thing. You can, as you're showing each one, you can have the class reading it, you can have the whole class reading it together. You can have them reading it by rows. It's up to you, Probably for the first and second one, I might read it out loud to them. And then for the third one, once they understand the whole concept of the game, definitely, you can have them read as you show it. So you show it, they say it out loud. Teacher Matt has one sister, and Teacher Matt has one brother. Okay, they're all reading it out loud together. Okay, give them 30 seconds to decide which one they think is a lie. Have them write it down, call on them again, see which one they chose, and then reveal the answer, okay? Teacher Matt does not have a brother, okay? And then go through each one. So Teacher Matt was born in 1986. How old is he? You can show a little math question here and see, you'll have students coming up with it real quick. They'll be screaming it out. 35, okay? So I'll say I'm 35 years old. Okay? And they're like, whoa, he's so old, oh no. And Teacher Matt has one sister. She is 37 years old. And then question number 4. Again, you can have them reading it out loud together as you show it. Teacher Matt likes running. Teacher Matt's favorite subject is Chinese. And Teacher Matt is married. 30 seconds to write down their answer. Call on them to see which one they think is a lie, and then reveal the answer. Teacher Matt is not married, okay? Not yet. And then again, go through each one so they can see little things about you. Teacher Matt likes running. Here are some photos of me running over the years. Again, if you download this PowerPoint, you can easily change everything to what your favorite thing to do is, what you like, pictures of you. It's real simple. You can just delete all these pictures of me. Okay, and Teacher Matt's favorite subject is Chinese. That is true. I studied Chinese in university for 1 year, and I absolutely love it, and I still study to this day. So that is true. And then, now it's your turn. So I'll tell them to take out a paper and pencil and write down 2 truths and 1 lie about themselves. Now, if your class is 45 minutes, this part of the class could take a long time, so it's up to you. You can decide that, okay, this is how you're going to, use the whole second half of the class. It is possible to do that, have them write down their 2 truths and 1 lie, and you just call on students to come up from each team. And they're going to know each other. They've known each other since grade 1, so you're going to be the one who's trying to guess which one is a lie. So it's going to be like the whole class really against you, and you're trying to guess. That's fine. Like, I have done that before. I've had different levels of success. Not all students on the first day of school want to come up and volunteer. So it could be like, trying to pull teeth with some classes to get some of the students to come up. So you can try this in your class. Maybe it'll work. But I have, my backup plan. I'll probably, in my class, I'm not sure I'm going to even use this section, just to be honest with you. But, because I shared my 2 truths, 1 lie, it's possible that you think maybe your students should get a chance to do theirs. So I wanted to have that in here. But in my class, I'm going to probably not do this and go straight into my spinning wheel game, which is going to be a great opportunity for them to get a chance to talk, and it'll just be, in my opinion, more fun. Okay. So here's the way it works. I have two different spinning wheels. Both have the ability to spin, and you can stop them, okay? So I have 4 teams. I have team 1, team 2, team 3, and team 4. So I'll bring up a student from team 1, and I'll say, okay, choose a wheel. Any wheel is fine, and spin the wheel. So I have a touch screen in my class, so they can actually just like walk up and touch the screen, it'll spin, and they can stop it, okay? If not, you can have control with the mouse or whatever. And so it stopped on H, so I find H, and I click on it, and it takes them to a question, okay? So what do you do at the weekend, okay? And I have some pictures here to give them some ideas, you know. You can even give your answer first just to make them feel comfortable. Like, you know, I usually eat hot pot at the weekend, or I usually play sports at the weekend, or whatever. And they give you their answer, and, you know, you could, another way to do it, I mean, you have that one student coming up, right? You can award them points, or, you know, you can bring up, at the same time, you can bring up one student from each team, you know, and one of those students spins the wheel, and then all 4 of those students have to answer the question. This might be better, you know, because like that one student's not the only one up there, feels all that pressure on the first day to be up there by themselves, speaking in English, you know, they might not feel comfortable. But again, it's possible that you could do it that way. It's no big deal, but I think maybe bringing up, you know, 4 students at the same time, one of them spins the wheel. And, you know, so in the first round, the student from team 1 spins the wheel, and all 4 of them have to answer the question. Then they sit down, and then when the next group come up, you know, the student from team 2 then spins the wheel, and then the other 3 can answer the question as well. So they can choose which one they want to spin. They spin, they stop. Okay, it's O. They click on it. All right, what city is your family from? And they answer. I have a bunch of Chinese cities here. Obviously, not all of them. You know, their city might not be included here, so they might say a different city. That's totally fine. All 4 of them answer. Give them points. And then they go and sit down. The next row, back. All 4 of those students come up. Student from team 3 decides which wheel they want to spin. They spin. Let's get a different letter. Okay, G. What are your hobbies? And they say, I like to. Now, this is a great way for me to see how they answer the questions. There's a lot of easy English here. If this is grade 6, this should be quite easy for them, but I want it to be easy. You know, I want it to be like a laid back first day of school where I can, in a very relaxed environment, you know, as relaxed as it can be on the first day for them to feel comfortable to answer. You know, I know if I was doing this in Chinese, I would want to feel like I'm great at Chinese in the first day of school. You know, I want to feel like I can do whatever's being asked of me. You know, so I don't feel, it just builds my confidence, and I don't feel apprehensive. And that's not my personality. I raise my hand in Chinese class all the time. I'm not scared. But a lot of students in my class with me, like, they didn't want to answer, you know. They're going to make mistakes. I'm the kind of person that even if I make mistakes, it's okay. Like, I'm learning. It's fine, you know. But everyone has their own personality. So I want to, you know, if they feel like it's too hard, they might be withdrawn. And I don't want that, okay? Okay, as I said before, you know, you can bring up one student and have them spin the wheel and then answer a question and then bring up another student. But with a large class, I do think it is better to bring up, you know, 4 students, 1 from each team, and have one of them spin the wheel and then all 4 of them give their answer. You'll just involve more students, and it'll just be a quicker way to get more answers from more students. So I just think it's better to do it that way, but you can do it any way you like, you know. And obviously if you download this PowerPoint, you can change all the different questions that I ask here. I'm going to go through them all now, and you'll be able to see what I have here. And it might, you know, it's up to you. You might think, oh, it's perfect for my class. But if you do download this PowerPoint, you think, oh, I want to change the questions or the pictures. It's real easy, you know. But you have this nice template to build everything off of, and you have these nice spinning wheels which are already programmed, and everything's working just fine. So, question A is, what year were you born? This is a question that I answered during my 2 truths and 1 lie. So, you know, let's say I was born in, I don't even know what year these 6th graders would have been born, 2010, 2009 maybe, I don't know. And then you click this spinning wheel and it takes you back. Question B, if they spin to B, is how tall are you? They'll say I'm, and however tall they are. Great language for them. C, what is your favorite subject? My favorite subject's Chinese. They'll give their favorite subject. Obviously, if you're teaching this to grade 4 and some of this language they haven't got to yet, and or you want to even do this with grade 3, you know, you just go through and you can change the language, make it easier, look through their grade 2 curriculum, and you can base all these questions off of, you know, what they have already learned. So it's possible to make this work with any grade. D, do you have any siblings? A sibling means a brother or sister. Yes, I do. No, I don't have any siblings. Again, this is something that came up in my 2 truths, 1 lie with my sister. E, do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have a cat, mouse, whatever. Very simple. And honestly, even like grade 6, they want to tell you about their animals. They want to like talk about themselves. F, what are you scared of? I'm scared of snakes. G, what are your hobbies? Okay, you can see a bunch of hobbies here. If their hobbies not listed here, they can say whatever they like. H, what do you do at the weekend? I, what do you want to be when you grow up? This is something they should have learned in grade 5. I'm teaching this to my grade 5 this year, so in grade 6, it's part of the curriculum in grade 5. They should know it. But, if you're doing it with grade 4, they can easily understand this sort of stuff, I think. You might have to add in a translation for grow up, but I think they'll be able to figure it out. You can say, I'm a teacher, I'm a grown-up. When I was young, when I was small, I wanted to be a teacher. What do you want to be when you grow up? J, how do you come to school? K, when is your birthday? Now I teach this to grade 3. They could, in grade 5 or 6, they might give you the correct answer, like my birthday is in, they might say my birthday's in July, or they might say my birthday is on, for example, my birthday is on July 3rd, or my birthday is on the 3rd of July. If you want them to just give you the month, then you can just keep it within. If you want them to say the full date, you can say on, and you can give an example for yourself. Like my birthday is on July 3rd, and they can give you theirs. With grade 6, they should be able to do it. It's totally up to you. In my class, my plan is I'm going to have the really simple one here, so they can say my birthday is in August, and then I'll say what day, and then try to get them to give me the full answer. But just the simple answer, the simplest answer, whatever month it is, could just be the baseline answer. L, what did you eat for dinner yesterday? And here's including the past tense. So, they learn the past tense generally in grade 5 for the first time, in China at least. So in grade 6, they should be able to do this. They'll still make mistakes though, so it's great practice. M, what are you good at? Okay, and I have the translation there for good at, and they can see some stuff here. I'm good at whatever. I'll tell them I'm good at running. What are you good at? N, what musical instrument do you play? Okay, so they'll say I play the guitar. I've been playing the guitar for how many years? O, what city is your family from? And P, where was the last place you went on vacation? And I'll tell them, I went to Yunnan province. Now, where did you go? So this is just I think this is just a great way to get them to, like, it's fun. They get to spin the wheel. They can learn. I can learn about them. They can talk about themselves. They can practice their English. For grade 6, it should be pretty easy. If you're doing this with grade 4, it might be not hard, but like challenging enough. If you're doing it with your grade 6 or grade 5s and you're saying, it's too easy, you can change it. This PowerPoint, if you download it, it's editable. Like it's not a an uneditable version of this PowerPoint. It'll be totally editable. You can do what you like to it. Okay. And then after, you can click on this, it'll take you here. So this, honestly, it would be like if you're teaching a longer class, like a 90-minute class, and like this lesson is just not long enough to get you through the entire lesson, the entire time. This is something you could have at the end. So please write a little bit about yourself. Do you like English? What are your goals? What do you hope to learn this year? And they can sit there and be writing, and if they have time, they can share with you, or you can tell them, this is your homework. Please give it to me next week. So I think with any class, it's good at the end of the class just to make sure like there's some reflection there. They're thinking about what they want you to know about them, because this whole lesson is about learning about me and then me learning about them. And also at the end of class, just in case there's time left over, or like that game has been dragging on, and it's like they're getting bored, you can feel they're getting bored, it's time to change gears, this will give you a way for them to like, okay, let's switch from speaking to writing, silently writing, and stuff like that. You can walk around and check out what they're doing. So I just think it's a great way to end the class. And yeah, that's it. So at the end of class, there's not that many points being awarded here, but it could be you're giving points and taking away points based on how well they answer during the game, or based on behavior, you're giving points and taking away points. So at the end of class, there will probably be a winner, and you can award a star to that team. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. All right, that's the end of the walkthrough. I really hope you found that useful. Don't forget, there's a link in the description below if you'd like to download that PowerPoint and teach it yourself. Also, don't forget to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.